We are live, we are direct. She leads, she sells with Geralyn St. Joseph, who is helping spiritual seekers to awaken their intuition and to expand their intuitive abilities, awakening their heart-centered exploration of tapping into their inner knowing, their dreams, and their subtle language of energy. So if you are ready to deepen your gifts, to expand your impact, Geralyn is your girl. How you doing, Geralyn?
Hey, doing very well today. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. So yes, I can understand that you work with people with a spiritual inclination.
Mhm.
What types of results do they get working with you?
Depends on the person's people have gotten results from actual physical healing to quitting smoking to just having a better satisfaction with life, I'm going to say. When you're empowered, that's when you can really embrace your blessings.
Okay, brilliant. And you mentioned classes that you partake in. How are you selling your products to people?
Basically, what I do is I do a lot of talks in different places. I do talks at festivals and different things like that. And I'm on YouTube. So a lot of what I do is putting things out on YouTube, and then that's how people connect with me. And then I have, like right now, I have Awakening Your Intuition. It just started last week, actually. And I'll do a free webinar so that you get to see what a class is like before you then commit to the 4 weeks or 6 weeks that's coming up.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how often do you do these webinars?
The webinars are done every 4 to 6 weeks. So it's usually about once a month.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And how are you selling? Like, is she leads, she sells. How would you enroll people? Is it like a one-on-one call in which you enroll people and stuff like that?
Generally, the way it works is they will come into a class or a group setting, and I don't do like really large classes. I usually have between 5 and 10 people so that everybody gets one-on-one time, and they also support one another. I enjoy that too, because as they learn, then they can share their experiences and they can support one another as well as my being a support. And then there are some people who have more individual or deeper needs, and they will come to me as a one-on-one client, and then we'll deep dive into whatever it is that they need to look into.
Okay. And what's your process in terms of your methodology to get client results?
To get client results is I'm a psychic intuitive, and a lot of times if we start off with like a general reading, I can really get into their energetic and figure out what direction we have to take and what we need to do in order to get the results that we're looking for. So that's generally it. I use my intuition and I teach them how to use their intuition so that eventually they don't need me. I want them to be able to go out on their own and feel comfortable making these kinds of decisions.
Amazing. How are you getting visible? Because I guess where lots of spiritual people may meet shipwreck is visibility.
Yes. So my visibility is on YouTube is a big one, and then doing in-person appearances. Whether that is like I will be in Maryland, in Elkton, Maryland, I do that yearly. There's a festival for 2 days, then I speak at that, and usually I will introduce a class when I go, and I sell my books also there. So I have books on Amazon also, and I have, of course, a client list that I have on an email list where they will get monthly newsletters letting them know what's going on and if they would like to um, come into one of the classes. A lot of the classes also, I create them via what my people are asking for. So when somebody comes to me with a problem, I'm like, oh, that's something that a lot of people are going through. Then we will put together a class and get a group together so that that energy is all working together.
Well, that makes complete sense. And it's so good to be in the midst of a world-class educator, teacher, guide in that respect. Because I think this is what people are missing out on in this AI age, intuition.
Mhm.
We can't
Yeah.
outsource it to chat GPT.
Yeah. I mean, I have to admit, I do use AI a little bit for my marketing.
Of
So
course we do.
what I
Yeah.
do, the AI that I use is a Copilot plus PC. So everything is on my computer. It's not going on the internet. and I give it my classes, and then it goes through that and creates my blurbs from that. But it's all from my own work, which I prefer to do it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we are in a situation where, yeah, AI is there to save us with processes. Just like, would we rather call up the taxi company or use Uber? Well, Uber's got the convenience, which means that we can spend more time doing things. But, I guess we can't outsource
Yeah.
the inner work. We can't outsource the inner work and things like this. Do you help people to remove blocks? Like, what's your energy healing process like? What's your methodology to release blocks?
Yes. So when I'm doing energy healing, there's all different ways to do it. I'm about to go into another chakra course. So our chakras are our energy centers. And most people know the core 7. They're the most well known. But there's more than 7. And when you open up the whole channel, it's easier to flush things out of your system that don't need to be there. I also do things like working with crystals and working with people's jewelry specifically. Things like your wedding ring, your diamond ring, that's holding on to energy. And if you don't know that that needs to be cleared at some point, that's going to kick back to you. And then you're going to get more and more resentful and not know why. So knowing these things can help people interact with one another much more easily.
Okay. No, that makes perfect sense. Tell me what the big plan is for 2026.
For 2026, I'm looking at probably publishing another book. I want to do more with relationships, especially relationships within families. I think we focus a little bit too much on our romantic relationships, and we forget that the basis of our romantic relationships are our family relationships. So if we don't have a good foundation, it's really difficult to get a really solid relationship going outside of the family. So it's about recognizing what's there and seeing what can be fixed and what needs to be changed, and then carrying whatever we learned into a new relationship. So I definitely want to do that. And I'm going to be having classes going consistently throughout the year.
Okay. Um, and tell me, do you often work with people in business, spiritual business leaders and things like this? Because I think the whole realm of people who might be interested in the work is quite wide in that
You'd be
regard.
surprised. I have worked with a lot of professionals, so I work with a lot of business owners um, that own restaurants, that own publishing companies, that own all different kinds of businesses. I work with judges and lawyers, and it's amazing because people think that what we do is so niche and you're only going to get a certain type of person, but in reality, it's something that everyone can utilize because we all have souls, we all have energy, and it's good for us all to figure out how to utilize it to the best of our ability.
Amazing. Amazing. What blocked you, like, in terms of when you want to execute on your dreams, create a new course, write that book? What's the energetic block for you?
The computer. I have always been very tech savvy. Like, I learned how to code when we had the big old blocky computers, and I've always tried to keep up with everything, but now things are changing so quickly. It's really difficult to keep up with all that and do the work that I need to do, that I'm actually doing for others. So that would be the biggest block, is finding the time and the expertise to put everything together. And a lot of times, for some reason, in today's society, like, people don't take as much pride in their work, I'm finding, where you'll hire somebody and they'll be like great, and then all of a sudden they fall off the face of the earth and you have to learn what to do with this half-built thing. So, but other than that, I do pretty well with self-motivation. And the more I work with people, the more energy I have to work with people. I find that it fills me up.
Okay. No, that makes complete sense. What is the direction for your clients? Is there a new methodology that you have found for 2026 can help them to get their results faster?
I find that absolute honesty with yourself is the number one thing, because a lot of people lie to themselves more than they lie to anybody else. So the absolute honesty and getting to that, like breaking down the barriers to that, which is like I don't want to say, your ego is there to protect you, but if you understand that and you could see what it's blocking and why it's blocking it, then it's easier to let that down and allow the positive energy to come in and allow success to come in. So I would say learning what your energy is like and learning how to be open and trusting and have faith.
Amazing. Let me know, who are you looking to serve and connect with, and how can they get in contact with you?
I love to serve and connect with people who are really looking for the next level, people who are looking to really embrace themselves and feeling good about who they are and where they're going, and to expand and recognize whatever their talents may be, and then to be able to utilize that. So some of the best places to find me online are, I have several different websites, but for coaching specifically, I have Relationship Coach G as in girl, SJ, St. Joseph, Relationship Coach GSJ.com, or voiceofspirit.com are two of the easier ones to get to. And I'm also on YouTube and many other platforms just under my name, Geralyn St. Joseph, and Saint is ST.
Amazing. Great to connect with you today. Love the work that you do and the fact that you execute. You've got that professional spirit. And yeah, thank you for your time today. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, and thank you for trying.
No worries. Thank you so much. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye.